Calling All Platforms is a production of Supporter Sound Studios. To learn more about how you can support the podcast, go to www.patreon.com/callingallplatforms.
Now, into the ticket office of Disneyland. Oh boy, let's do this.
Don't think the CIA is going to be trying to hack your second-gen iPod.
I didn't think so. There might have been a lot of illegal music on there. I wouldn't doubt it. But, I mean...
Put it in somebody's pants and have them sit on it.
Switch on and switch off. Oh, sorry. I'll go back to my hole.
iTunes is a constant source of embarrassment.
I'm just so used to barfing right now.
I really don't see Apple ever doing that.
I am the devil.
I can't do it anymore without laughing. I was going to do the whole thing. Welcome, everyone, to the Calling All Platforms podcast. I am your host, Wes, and I'm here with Landon.
Hello.
And Caleb.
Hello.
And we are here to talk all things tech this week, and possibly last week, for at least Apple.
Woohoo!
I mean, come on. That's
all the Apple news is really next week.
true.
Yeah, well, oh yeah.
True, but
Oh yeah.
I know someone's been really dying to talk about rumors and
I got
expectations.
so many rumors, guys.
And you know what's funny is by the time someone's listening to this, it'll be...
They're not going to be rumors anymore.
I mean, I'm going to try my hardest to get this out before the event. So, listener, if it's probably be the day of that you're listening to this, just be aware that we're recording this on Saturday before the event. So
Yes.
When is it? Monday?
It's on Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday. Isn't it Tuesday?
Yes, Tuesday,
Yeah.
the 10th. Yes.
Well, there you go. They can see if Spenlove was wrong about his expectations and
Yeah.
guesses.
No,
So,
totally.
Although at this point, it kind of happens with any of these, like all of Google, Samsung, and Apple. It's one of those. All these rumors are probably accurate.
Yeah.
Minus like one or two that are like, no, that's definitely not going to happen.
Well, I actually do need to issue a couple of corrections on some
Ooh.
stuff that I have previously said. So I'm trying to get everything up to date so that, listener, you are going to listen to this episode and then you're going to look at the news about the Apple event or wait until we talk about it next week. And hopefully everything that I say today will be true. That's the plan.
Let's hope. Well, you know what?
No promises.
You know what, there, Spenlove. Why don't you just go ahead and take it away? Let's hear these corrections.
Okay. So, well, I'm not going to start off with the corrections.
Oh.
You know.
Well, start off with whatever you feel.
Issue a retraction. Okay, so as you have probably guessed at this point, listener, Apple has officially sent out media invites for, their iPhone announcement event at the beginning of September because, it's now the beginning of September and they actually sent these out like a week and a half ago. So they're, as with their standard style of event, the thing has a tagline associated with it. And it is not by invitation only, which I thought was like, when I first saw this, I was all like, by invitation only. Well, I mean, duh. Like, if they don't invite you to the press event, then you're not going to get to go. But it's by innovation only. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Clever marketing department over at Apple there who has no idea what the rest of the company is doing. And that may or may not mean anything at all.
Someone got paid some pretty good money right out of college.
Yeah, probably. Oh, man. Why wasn't that me? Anyways, so the first retraction I'm going to issue is that I previously told about a rumor that we were going to get an iPhone Pro. And that was going to be in addition to a replacement for the XS, the XS Max, and the XR. That is not true. The latest batch of rumors says that we are going to be getting 3 phones announced at this event. A replacement for the XR, a replacement for the XS, and then a replacement for the XS Max, which will be called the something Pro. Probably 11, because let's just assume that Apple isn't stupid. Unless they put it as XI.
Oh, gosh.
I hope they don't. Please don't. But 11 Pro is going to be replacing the Max, which replaced the Plus. And I have no idea what Apple is doing. Like, just make up your freaking minds, guys. Like, what was wrong with Plus? What?
But it's Pro.
I don't get it. Actually, I think I kind of do get it. It's because they've started using Plus with all of their services.
Yeah, that's true.
They've got News Plus. They're going to have TV Plus, and they're all like, "Oh crap, we can't use Plus there if we're using Plus on the hardware too." So they're deciding to unify the hardware naming with the Pro moniker, but that doesn't really make sense. It's literally the exact same thing as the other phone, except it has a bigger screen. So is that Pro? Like, this one's not Pro because it has a screen that's a half-inch smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. But so that's my first retraction. We are going to be getting 3 phones. The expectation is that they will be launching on the 20th, about 10 days after the event itself, which is pretty in keeping with the way that Apple has always done things in the past. The next rumor, so we've already talked about how the word iPhone is not going to appear on the back of these phones. Apparently, the Apple logo itself is going to be centered in the back of the phone instead of further up toward the top. So, I don't know. Big news.
Yeah. Wow.
Innovation.
Got to call the quality news.
Keyword.
Yes, by innovation only, we've moved the Apple logo down a half-inch.
We think you're going to love it.
Yeah, probably. I wonder if they're going to have a Johnny Ive video at this one, because he's not technically with the company anymore,
Yeah.
Ooh. I hope they do.
That'll be weird.
I would miss the Johnny Ive videos if they went away,
That's part of his contract with Apple now, is he's still obligated to do all the videos.
I hope so. I hope that's true. So another interesting piece of news. This is not actually a rumor anymore. It was when I first was going to talk about it last week, but it's been confirmed since then. Apple is going to be streaming this event on YouTube.
Yeah.
A placeholder for the live streaming event has gone up on their YouTube channel as of today, I think, just this morning. So that's Saturday the 7th, listener, for when we're recording this. And it's just a placeholder, like a live event placeholder, that will start playing the event live at 10 a.m. Pacific time on the 10th. So there you go. You'll be able to watch it on YouTube. So, you'll also be able to stream it via Safari on a Mac or Edge on Windows or via the Events app on iOS devices or tvOS devices. But if you just want to watch it on anything like a Roku device or a Android device or Fire TV now, do they have YouTube yet or not?
Yeah.
Do they? Yeah. So there you go. You can watch it on literally anything that has YouTube, which is pretty much everything at this point. So
just
there
not
you go.
Windows Phone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I'm not there anymore.
Yep, that's true. Okay, so the other thing is I have talked about price, like of the new phones and what I am hoping to see. I'm hoping to see a brand new iPhone available for $500, which could mean that the iPhone XR becomes, like, price drops down to $500 and starts there. That's what I'm hoping that will come out of this event. But there's a new rumor that we are going to be seeing a replacement to the iPhone SE coming in about 6 months' time that will have all the new hardware from the latest phones and will start at a much lower price point like the iPhone SE did. But the SE, Landon, do you remember when it released? Did it start at $350 or did it start at $500? I can't remember for the life of me.
The SE, I want to say, I'm just basing my thoughts on what Apple generally does. I want to say $5. Whereas probably $499, so they could say it's under $500.
Oh yeah, because of course.
Yeah, and that's what I think, and that's one reason why it's sold so well.
Right. And I honestly think they may have started it even lower than that. And so, based on this rumor, I'm kind of thinking that it is entirely possible that we might not actually see a price drop on the iPhone XR. They may stop making it entirely. So you get the replacement for the XR at about $700. You get the replacement for the XS at like $850 or $800 or something like that. And then the Pro, whatever it is going to start at like $900 or $1,000 or something like that.
So I just looked it up.
Oh,
the iPhone SE 16 gig model was originally priced at $399.
Okay.
So $400.
So there's a chance that we won't actually see the $500 phone that I'm hoping for until 6 months from now when they release this SE replacement, which, listener, is not going to be a 5-inch phone. I'm sorry for all of you people that are huge fans of small phones. It's gone. This thing is going to be an iPhone 8, basically, with updated internals.
Yeah.
So
pretty much anybody that still wants the home button, this is the phone for you.
Yep, it's going to be the only one that has it. Though rumors are that by 2021, or maybe even as early as next year, we could have iPhones with both Face ID and an under-display touch, like fingerprint sensor.
Yeah,
they could have both. That's another top. Let's worry about this year's iPhones before we start worrying about next year's. So that, due to that SE replacement being in the rumor mill now, I'm less sure about whether or not we're going to see a cheaper phone at this event. I am still hoping that the XR continues to exist and that they do just price drop it down to about $500 and then get rid of it when the new SE comes into play in 6 months or so, because the XR has been such a massively successful phone for Apple. Like, it's outsold the XS and the XS Max combined. Like, that one, just the one thing. And it's because it's cheap and has pretty much all of the features that people want from the top of the line phones. So yeah, it's a great phone. I would love to see it stick around at a cheaper price point for even more people to enjoy. So, one last rumor that is coming out of this event: Tile. So, listener, if you're not familiar, Tile is a company that makes these little Bluetooth trackers. They're just basically a keychain you can put on your keys, you can put in your backpack, you can glue it to the bottom of a Frisbee, which is something that I've actually considered doing on many occasions, and allows you to track that item wherever using an app on your phone that connects to it via Bluetooth. So if you can't find your keys in your house or something like that, or if you chuck a Frisbee into a bush and you can't find the dang thing, Landon knows how that feels. Yep. You can just pull the app out and you can track it down. So that's what Tile is. Apple is rumored to be launching a Tile-like tracking device at this event. There's evidently already a spot for it to be tracked and managed from within iOS 13 in the betas that are out right now. So seems likely that if it is going to exist, it will exist shortly.
Yeah, this one actually has me quite intrigued. Obviously, it's one of those things that's going to be proprietary. It's not going to work with anything other than Apple devices, which is fine. But the thing for me is because, Tile has been around for 5-6 years or more, at least, They've got their name out there. Anybody that really wants something like this has bought a Tile. My question is, what do you think Apple is going to do that's different?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Because that, for me, it's they've got to tweak something to make it not necessarily better, but just different. Yeah. Obviously it's going to be more user-friendly for Apple owners because it's just like the AirPods on an iPhone. They just work, This is going to be the same thing.
So, according to rumors, there are actually going to be technical reasons why it will be proprietary to iOS devices, and very possibly restricted to the most recent phones. Won't be backwards compatible, or if it is backwards compatible, you won't be getting the full feature set that you get with the brand new phones that they're going to announce on Tuesday. So the rumor is that it's going to be using UWF, which is ultra wide frequency radio band transmission, for the locating instead of using Bluetooth or NFC or something like that. So with a Tile, it uses NFC, a combination of NFC and Bluetooth LE, in order to get you to within a couple of feet of whatever it is you're looking for, which is that's usually good enough. Whatever it is, it's like it's your bag. Oh, it's sitting right there, but there's some smaller things. Like if it's your keys, it tells you that they're in the couch, but you've already looked under the cushions in the couch and you're just not really sure where exactly the heck in the couch it is. UWF it basically uses radio-based sonar kind of thing in order to get extremely accurate position, by tracking how long it takes a transmission to be sent from one device to the other. So your phone makes a connection with the tracker, and it sends this UWF, which evidently the new phones have been rumored to have UWF for like months. I haven't talked about it because it seemed utterly pointless. Like, what is the purpose of this? But actually, apparently, this is the purpose of it. We're just finding out now. But it will enable you to use your phone to get within inches of this thing before it starts being like, oh, okay, you're close, but I'm not sure exactly where it is. So it's probable that they're also going to have Bluetooth and NFC in them so that there would be some backwards compatibility. But in order to get the full feature set and usability out of these things, you have to have the latest iPhone, because no other smartphone that I'm aware of ships with this technology in it, because it's basically just a radio. Like, I mean, I guess most cellular modems actually do have a built-in FM radio, but like, it's not really designed for this, and who would decide to use it like this? So yeah, that's the rumor. And I think that's going to be the distinguishing thing that kind of separates it from Tile. Honestly, Tile, again, still probably going to be good enough. But if you're looking for super accuracy, then yeah, okay. Maybe that's the secret sauce.
Yeah. And I could also see after this comes out, Tile makes their own version of it, you know?
It's entirely
I'm
possible.
actually kind of surprised they haven't yet.
It's entirely possible.
Oh, gosh.
You win the pun of the day.
I'm happy. I am happy with that pun.
Dad jokes.
Yay.
All right,
Anyways.
moving on.
Okay. Ko. Yes, the demon from Avatar The Last Airbender. Ko. Anyways, Apple Music. I have actual news. Apple Music on Android is going to be gaining Chromecast support, so that you can use your Android phone to stream Apple Music stuff to your smart TV or Android-enabled, Chromecast-enabled devices, which I believe means that you're going to be able to use it with like Google Home and stuff like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Landon, but my understanding is that will be possible. And there might be some rudimentary voice control enabled through that as well. I'm not sure exactly how Chromecast works, so I don't know.
I don't know exactly how it. I don't think it would work. Like, you couldn't just say, "Hey, so and so" on a Google Home and have it control Apple Music, unless they put that in there. If they did, because that's a developer thing. Like with Spotify, you can do that, and with Google Play Music, you can do that. So if they were to make it so you can add Apple Music as your default player inside the Google Home app, then yes, you could. But just adding Chromecast support wouldn't do that.
Okay. So probably not then. But who knows? The fact that this is coming at all to the Android version of the app means that, they might very well add the app to Google Home natively so that you can voice control and everything with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's news. It's coming. No specific details from what I understand on when it's coming, but, it's coming. Okay. Another piece of Apple news. This is my last piece of actual Apple news, but I think this is actually pretty interesting. So last podcast, we talked a little bit about, maybe more than a little bit, about how Apple was basically flagging third-party installed batteries and saying like, oh, your phone sucks now because you have this and stuff. And we were whining about that. Apple actually almost responded to that, kind of, in a weird sort of way. So thanks for listening to the podcast, Tim. We really appreciate it. They have announced the Independent Repair Provider Program. So if you're not familiar with the way that Apple does their repair centers, so obviously they have Apple stores, which obviously you go in there, you can get Apple certified repairs and stuff like that. They also have a certification program for repair shops that they can go through, get certified, and then they are listed as an Apple certified repair shop. And those places will do all of the same services with the same guarantees as an Apple store. And every Best Buy is now one of those. This is different than that. So the Independent Repair Provider Program allows independent repair shops to order genuine Apple parts and perform out-of-warranty iPhone repairs using genuine Apple parts for whatever they want to charge for it, not using Apple's pricing or anything like that. Obviously, they have to pay the order prices that the Apple stores and everybody else has to pay for the parts themselves. But once they get them, they can do whatever it is they want with them and repair devices with them and it's certified, right? Like, so it's got the same parts that you'd be getting if you took the device to an Apple store. So the requirements for this is that they must have a certified technician on staff, and they must be a registered repair shop with documentation to prove it. So it's not just like Joe Schmo off the street who's offering to repair phones via Craigslist or something like that. It has to be an actual business with an actual address and actual, like, yes, this is a place of business. So, that said, the program costs nothing to join, and the training for that certified technician is free. So independent repair shops can now get somebody on their staff trained and certified by Apple, which will allow that person to then order genuine Apple parts and perform repairs on iPhones that will not throw up errors and stuff like that in iOS.
Yeah. And this is awesome.
Yes. I am happy they did this. This is
like I would be happy if they did this even if they were charging like a little bit for the class, but the fact that they're doing this all for free, it's like, even better.
Yeah.
I do understand the whole you need to have a legitimate business, to be able to do this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously there's going to be those that kind of like, and I get why they're doing it, but I kind of wish it's like, well, there are people I know that have a business, but they don't have a retail store or something that they go to for their business. It's a side business that they repair phones or do certain things like that for people, and they can't get on with this. And I get why Apple does that, but at the same time, it's like,
yeah. I mean, heck,
in their defense,
fall into that category.
Well, I mean, yeah, but right. But I mean, I know people that it's like a legit business. They actually still like pay business taxes. It's just a side business, not their main gig. And because they don't have a retail, like a brick and mortar store type place, they can't get in on this. And I get it. You want to have something a little more quote unquote legitimate for Apple to just save face, I guess. It's kind of covering their butts.
Though, I would be willing to bet that if you are like yourself registered as like an LLC or something like that and have your home address listed with the government, with the trade department as your business address, you would probably still have the paperwork necessary to qualify for this training. So,
from what I've heard, that isn't the case, but I could be wrong.
Well, so the program itself has only been in like basically beta testing for a few months. They've done it with a couple of small repair shops just to kind of test out how everything would work. They're only just now widely rolling it out, and so people are just now kind of starting to like, okay, maybe I'll sign up for this and see if we can qualify for it. And Apple obviously reserves the right to just reject repair shops for whatever reason. And so we don't know how picky they're going to be. We just don't have enough data to know whether or not they're going to restrict it a whole bunch or whether or not it's going to be a little more open. But in any case, it's just it's a good look. Like, I'm glad they're doing this, and it would be really nice because currently it's just out of warranty iPhone repairs, which means that, if your phone is more than a year old, it's probably out of warranty. And so, taking it to one of these places to have it repaired would be just like taking it to Apple. You'd still have to pay for it, the repairs at the Apple store. And so you might be able to save some money by taking it to one of these places. You'll still get Apple certified parts in the thing so that you'll know that it's the best parts, but you might be paying a lot less money because they don't have an entire Apple store to try and fund off of your patronage. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm glad they're doing it. I kind of wish, well, if it's successful, hopefully they will roll it out to include stuff like MacBooks and iPads and stuff like that as well, because currently it is just iPhones. But there you go. The Independent Repair Provider Program. Good job, Apple. Thank you.
Yay.
Okay. On to a couple of items of general tech news, and I just have a couple of items of tech advice that I would like to give you, listener. But first, I want to mention that the USB 4 spec has officially been released. So this is replacing the USB 3.1 Gen 2, or whatever the crap we're calling the latest version of USB. They're simplifying all of it too, so from now on, it's just going to be USB 4, USB 5, USB 6. Thank heavens. Anyways,
Yes.
USB 4... It's backwards.
You didn't want a USB X?
Oh,
We're not the 10 yet.
we'll get there eventually, and then I'll just die. So, hopefully it takes a while. Anyways, so USB 4 is backwards compatible with USB 3 Gen, or USB 3.1 Gen 2 or whatever. So it's Type-C, right? So it uses the Type-C connector and uses the same connections inside of the Type-C connector, but is basically Thunderbolt 3. In every way that matters. It's got the same transmission speeds as Thunderbolt 3. It's got the same ability to output monitor connections and like internet and audio and stuff like that, the same way that Thunderbolt 3 has, at the same speeds and with the same bandwidth as Thunderbolt 3. So it is actually backwards compatible with Thunderbolt 3, from what I understand. You can buy a USB 4 enabled like external device, like a hard drive or something like that, or it would have to be an SSD in order to really use that much bandwidth. But you can get one and then plug it into a Thunderbolt 3 port on your device, and you will get the USB 4 connection from that. So backwards compatibility with USB 3 Type-C. So it's got all that going on, but also backwards compatibility with Thunderbolt 3. That's pretty awesome, and I'm super stoked about that. So wanted to get that out there. If you have a Mac, or if you've heard some like rumblings about USB 4 and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, is Apple going to change all of their USB Type-C ports to USB 4 ports, and suddenly I'm like not going to be able to connect anything to my Mac because all it's got is USB Type-C ports? Don't worry about it. Pretty much all of them are Thunderbolt 3 ports, and those are all going to be 100% compatible with USB 4. So
yeah,
there you go.
And we won't be seeing USB 4 on anything until at the earliest, probably next year, at the end of next year.
Yes, a year from now.
Just came out. It's going to be the holidays of 2020 before we start seeing devices that have it, and those devices are not going to be the cheap devices.
No, probably
so,
not.
And I doubt, and we probably won't see it in any major, like we won't see it in a MacBook or an iMac until probably 2021. And even then,
I'm not so sure about that. I think that actually Apple's computers might be some of the first ones to adopt it, just because it would save them money on having to pay Intel for the Thunderbolt chips that they put onto the boards.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I didn't think about that.
They're already putting the ports there. They already have everything in place to handle the bandwidth and the feature set that comes with USB Type 4. It's all already there. And they get to save money by removing a chip from their board and not having to pay Intel a licensing fee for it. I think that Apple will be one of the first ones to be fully on board with this. Maybe not like you said, end of 2020 is probably when we're going to see the first round of USB Type or USB 4 devices launching. They might not be right there, but beginning of 2021, I can totally see that. Like their first laptop updates of 2021, I can definitely see those using USB 4.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is like I don't see Apple until 2021, because generally in the fall they don't do a ton. After the iPhone.
True.
So
that's true.
Most of their laptop and Mac stuff is usually in the spring.
Yeah. And then there's Microsoft Surface line will begin adopting USB 4 ports in about 2025.
They're gonna get USB-C maybe next year. They won't get Thunderbolt 3 until 2 years from now.
I'm hoping they skip Thunderbolt at this point, because like they'll go to USB 3 Type-C ports like next year in the middle of the year, and then they'll spend like 4 years waiting to finally update to USB 4. That's
still
kind of
always boggled my mind.
Why does the Surface Laptop 2 not have a USB-C port on it? I just don't understand.
Come on,
neither
Wes.
does their company. Let's just say that they have
fair point.
some departments they don't know their left from their right. Let's be honest.
That's true.
Okay. Now, advice, consumer. cast your mind back. I don't know how long, listener, you've been listening to the podcast, but if you really want to, go back like 2017 toward the end of the year, and you should start looking for episodes that mention the M-Horse Pure 1. I'm going to talk about that for exactly 2 seconds. It exploded. So,
what?
Don't buy those.
It did?
I mean, okay, it didn't literally explode, but I grabbed it one day. My oldest son has been using this thing for like a year and a half. Just kind of, he's quite young, so not using it for a whole lot of intense stuff, but just using it to send basic text messages and take pictures and stuff like that and just play with, kind of as a toy. It was a $100 Android smartphone. I don't really care that much about that kind of thing. So cool. He's playing with this phone. Everything is fine. I look at it one day and the screen has like buckled. The battery just started swelling and literally pushed the front of the phone off. Newsflash, the front of this phone is not supposed to come off. None of the internals can be accessed behind the screen. You have to take the back of the phone off to get to anything. And so, yeah, it just straight up broke itself. It committed suicide. And best part, like I took the back off, pulled the battery out, and I can re-glue the screen onto the front of the device. Like it would be okay. I think everything would still work. But you can't buy replacement batteries for this thing anywhere.
Weird.
I just can't find them. I would have assumed they would have been using some like dirt cheap standard sized Chinese battery in the thing, but evidently they custom designed a battery for this thing.
Oh, jeez.
And they have no supply chain. So, there aren't any spares. So yeah, there you go. M-Horse Pure 1, don't buy it. And honestly, the experience does kind of suggest to me that if you have any issues with a $100 smartphone from China, you're probably just going to be buying a new smartphone. You can't repair these things. So there you go.
That's a good update.
Solid advice.
Solid.
Okay. I just want to talk about one more thing. Piece of advice for consumers. It's VPNs. Do either of you guys use a VPN?
No.
Do you both know what VPNs are? I guess maybe I should have led with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
So listener, a VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. What that is it basically allows you to access the internet and appear as though you are in a different place than where you are. You can set it up so it will basically throw your connection to New York, and anybody that is looking at the data that you are consuming and whatnot just knows that it's coming from an IP address in New York, and they have no way to track it beyond that. So it's one of the ways that you can remain more private on the internet, and in particular, more private from your ISP. So that can be used in a couple of different ways. You can use it to launch yourself to a different country to access, say, geo-locked Netflix content that's only available in that country, which is actually a very popular use for it. You can also use it to basically get around, if you're concerned that your ISP is either skimming information out of your data and using it to target advertisements at you, Chromecast, or you're concerned that your ISP is going to frown on some of the stuff that you are doing, which could be something as simple as streaming video from a service that is not theirs, like YouTube TV if you have internet from somebody like Xfinity, or you're pirating stuff via torrents. It's a use case that allows you to get around your ISP even knowing that you're doing that. So that's what a VPN is. That's what it's used for. If it sounds like something you might be interested in, if for no other reason than to just be private on the internet, I have a new favorite VPN that I would like to tell you about. It's called Molvad.net. So it's a Norwegian company, I think, something like that. The fantastic thing about this company is they are so dedicated to your privacy that you can pay them with unmarked bills in the mail. You can literally just mail them cash without a return address or anything like that. You literally just include your account number. They add credit to that account, and wherever that account signs in, cool. They have no idea who you are. They don't know anything about you. And yeah, it's kind of nuts. They don't keep logs. They don't track anything. All of the stuff that you do is immediately just goes into the ether, and they have no idea what's going on. There's some use cases for this that you probably are thinking okay, so if I wanted to commit fraud or something like that, then this sounds like a really great, like completely anonymous VPN provider. Yes, you're right. That's the only reason why you would want to be mailing them unmarked bills in the mail. But it's kind of just says something about the company that they're willing to do that. They really do care about your privacy and everything like that. You can also pay via PayPal and stuff like that, in which case they will know your name. So, okay. And your email address, I guess, because you don't need to provide an email address to sign up for the thing. It's kind of insane. But yeah, if you're interested in a VPN, if you've been wondering about the hype, Mullvad gives you unlimited whatever data and up to, I want to say 5 connections at a time for $5 a month or €5 a month, which current exchange rate wraps up to be about like $5.75 or something like that. So not a bad deal for a VPN. So
Sweet.
There you go.
There you go. Good sound deal for a VPN. Sweet. All right, Landon. What do you have for us over there in the Google world?
All right. So, this past week, for anybody out there that has a Pixel phone, Android 10 is now official. As of September 3rd, which was this past Tuesday, it was released. Also, if you happen to have an Essential phone, the update is also available for that, interestingly. And I believe the OnePlus 7 and OnePlus 7 Pro, I don't know if they've got the update yet, or if I did see that the most recent beta came out a week or two ago for that phone, but I believe the update is either here or it's coming very shortly. They have been very good at updating their phones as well. So, the Android 10 official release has happened, and I've given my thoughts on this, I think, quite a bit. I'm fine. I really like it. I'm fine with the gesture system. I like it better than other options that I've seen. So I'm used to it now because I've been on the beta for a couple months.
Yeah.
And I used the Android Pie gesture system while it was there. It's a little different than the 10, but I don't know. I'm just used to it. I'm fine with it. I like it. Okay. Now some non-Google news. There's a decent amount of this because this past week, listener, was IFA. I can't remember what what that stands for, but
yeah, what does that stand for? I don't even know.
It's some big mobile / just general technology thing in Berlin, Germany. That was going on, and there was a lot of stuff announced.
Crap ton of new laptops. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a lot of new laptops, a lot of cheap phones that nobody really cares about. At least not I don't care about. But there's a couple things that I thought was kind of interesting that I want to talk about. So, back at CES, JBL, they announced their Link soundbar that came with Google Assistant built in. And it finally got released, I think, this past month as well. Like, it took a long time for that to actually be available to purchase. But at this conference, Roku, they came out with their own soundbar that's got Roku TV built into it. So if you're looking for a smart TV type device and a soundbar at the same time, this isn't a bad way to go. It's $180 out, just to buy it. It does not come with a subwoofer, though. That is the unfortunate part. That also costs an additional $180, which I don't understand that.
Woof.
Yeah, but from what I've read so far is it sounds pretty good. It's not a bad soundbar. I mean, for $180, I would expect it to be a fairly decent one.
Yeah.
And like I said, it has the Roku player built into it, so you can, if you don't have a smart TV, or if you do and you don't like the smart user interface that's there.
Oh, you have a Samsung. Aww.
Or an LG. Yeah. This wouldn't be a bad option. It comes with the Roku remote. It's the voice remote, so you can do voice search and whatnot for it. from what I understand, it also works really well with Roku TVs. Like if you have a TV that's a Roku TV built in, like I do, and Wes recently got one as well.
Yep.
These just work flawlessly with those. There's like very little to no setup other than plugging it in, basically, from what I understand.
Nice.
And where you already have the remote, it's just going to work automatically. You only need to use one remote, which that's one thing that stopped me from using a soundbar in the past was I had to have two remotes, and that was annoying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually somewhat tempted by this. Another company that came out with a soundbar is Amazon. Kind of.
Kind of.
It's awful. It's through, okay, I'm just going to read this name. It's the Amazon Alexa Anchor Nebula Soundbar. It's awful.
What the?
Yep. So it's got Alexa built into it. It's a soundbar. It's got, I believe it has Amazon Fire TV built in as well. So if you're in the Amazon ecosystem, then this, kind of like the Roku thing, this one is more for you. It's $230 to buy, but it, I believe, comes with a subwoofer. I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure it does. But it also supports 4K Ultra HD, as does the Roku soundbar. It's a 4K Roku box built into that. So both of these have voice commands. This one has Alexa built in, which is a little more intuitive than just the Roku voice command stuff. Both have 4K. Both are decent sounding sound bars. Prices are obviously a little different, so depending on what you're looking for and what ecosystem you're involved with will depend on which one you get. But I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And listener, I think it's important to mention that if you don't have a sound system already hooked up to your TV and you are just using the built-in speakers on the TV, odds are extremely good that getting a soundbar of any kind, even just a super basic like $70 or $80 one, but in particular these more expensive ones like Landon is talking about, will make your audio experience so much better. You will ever wonder why you didn't have that to begin with. So
yeah,
yes.
I mean,
just throw that out there.
Like a while ago, we had this Vizio TV that was decent TV, and we bought a JBL soundbar to go with it. And holy crap! And it was just a soundbar; it didn't have a subwoofer or anything. It was just a soundbar. Man, that made such a difference. Yeah. It was amazing.
And it's not necessarily that soundbars are amazing audio devices or anything like that. It's just that the speakers that they put in TVs are crap. They're so bad.
Yeah.
They're just terrible pretty much universally. There's a couple of TVs that buck that trend. Like the rolling TV from LG that has a soundbar built into the base. That one's pretty good.
That's because it's a soundbar built into the base.
Right. And then actually LG just recently released an updated TV that uses their vibrating screen technology for the speakers. From what I hear, that one is actually very good as well. But aside from those, like, $5,000 TVs, whatever you've got probably does not have good speakers with it. And even just a basic soundbar will definitely improve your experience. And if it's not a smart TV, this is actually a really good way to get that functionality slapped in both at the same time. You get the sound and you get the functionality. At that point, your TV is just a display, actually, which would be kind of nice because then, again, you have one remote that controls both the streaming and the volume and all that stuff. So, good options.
Yeah, and depending on the space that you're in, a soundbar is more than enough to make it sound better. You don't need a surround sound system if you're in a 20 by 10 space type, smaller.
Right.
And you don't need that. Soundbar is going to be plenty and even give a potential surround sound feel. Not fully, actually, but way more than just the regular TV speakers.
Very much so. Because some soundbars, while I've been looking and got one the other day, listener, some of them actually have, so that it'll actually say this is only a stereo. This actually has more speakers that are sent or faced a certain way, so you can have that. Illusion of 5.1, things like that. So there's all sorts of options out there. So, but like we were saying, anything's going to be better than those TV speakers.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that came out of this conference that I thought was really interesting is SanDisk. Now, we all have heard of SanDisk. They make SD cards, and they're really good SD cards.
Yes.
And SSDs that are also really good SSDs.
Yep. They came out with this Qi wireless charger. It's called the iXpand, and it's actually a pretty decent charger. It's a 10-watt fast-charging wireless charger. But the thing here is it automatically backs up photos and videos up from your phone. So it comes in different sizes. They've got a 64 gig, a 128 gig, and a 256 gig option. But like all you have to do is set your phone down, and once you have it set up, it'll just automatically back up any photos or videos that you've taken since you last charged your phone.
That's kind of cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're not using already like Google Photos or iCloud or something along those lines to back up your photos, this isn't a bad option. Even if you are using those, this is a pretty decent option to have a physical like storage space that you can control a little better
Yeah.
than just something in the cloud. You know?
Yeah, totally. Especially if you're like me and your most recent computer just does not have the internal storage space to really back up a whole bunch of photos and videos.
Yeah, that's me too.
Woohoo!
So it's pretty cool. The pricing that I've seen, I haven't seen one for the 64 gig, and this is currently only available in Europe. So the pricing right now for the 128 gig is 90 euros, and the 256 is 130 euros. There's no U.S. pricing yet. There's no U.S. availability yet. I would assume probably sometime in the holiday season. So it's going to be coming out to more countries.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool concept.
Yeah, it's not something that I really need right now because I already have a wireless charger that's a really fast wireless charger for my phone, and it works really well. I mean, it's the Google Pixel stand. It's made for my phone. It works really well. But if I didn't, this would be a tempting one. I would prefer the price to be a little cheaper, but because it has that internal storage capability, that's why it costs a little more money than just a regular 10-watt wireless charger. But it's pretty cool. I like it.
Sweet.
All right, now some Samsung news. And this
yes.
Nope, not what you're thinking.
Oh,
this
what? No?
is also part of the IFA conference that they are at. They are working with a couple companies. They're working with this company called Fiserv. Fiserv, Fiserv. I don't know. I've never heard of them. And Visa. And they are working on this software that can use any phone as a point-of-sale station.
Interesting.
So and they're calling it, I love this name. It's called SoftPOS. But I mean, if you're in the retail market, POS is point of sale.
If you didn't know that, but
and if you're not, if you're any other human being,
pretty much
that speaks English, I guess.
So what it means, it's software point of service is what it's supposed to, or point of sale, I guess is what it is. So what this enables is basically, so it uses NFC that's in the phone. So if you have another person that has an NFC-enabled phone or an NFC-enabled credit card or debit card or something, they can just connect that to your phone the way they would a normal NFC mobile payment terminal, and it'll pay you that way.
Okay.
And this is actually brilliant.
Okay, yeah.
And from what I've read, it's not just going to be on Samsung phones. They're just working with these companies to make it available to get everywhere. I mean, obviously it might initially come to Samsung phones first, but I don't like, from what I've read, this is just a software that they're trying to develop with these companies to make work with any phone that has NFC. And that would be amazing. That would totally change the way we can pay other people or trade money in some way, instead of using PayPal or Venmo or Google Pay or Apple Pay, this because the restriction with Google Pay and Apple Pay is it's either Apple, like iPhone to iPhone, or Android to Android, whereas
Right.
this could potentially be Android to iPhone or
Pay
iPad
however.
to Android or something. It
Yeah.
should just be able to work, and that is really cool. And also, you don't have to have the person that's getting the money needs the phone, but someone else can just have an NFC enabled card, which most major credit cards have tap to pay capabilities.
Yeah.
They just have to have that. They tap into your phone, and that's how they pay.
That's not
That's
bad. That's not
awesome.
a bad idea.
No, it's pretty sweet.
Very good ease of access for that. I mean, for anybody. I mean, for like, hey, can you get this for me? Here's quick whatever or whatever if you have a subscription, or lots of people that have subscriptions of someone else that's paying half and half or something.
Yeah.
Like, how easy. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think it's really cool. I don't know how far along they are with this. I mean, obviously they're far enough along to announce something.
Yeah.
I don't know when it will be available to anybody to actually use, but I really like the idea of it, and I hope that it comes out sooner rather than later, because it's pretty awesome technology. And that's the thing, is like, it's not like we have to have a new phone in order for this to work.
Right.
Any phone, like any major phone that's come out the past 5 years has had NFC, and even a lot of the cheaper phones nowadays are coming with NFC. So that's
really
the
cool.
majority of people that have a cell phone could be able to do this.
That's
And
really
that's
cool.
pretty cool.
Well, I kind of feel bad for Square now.
Yeah. I mean, Square I still see a market for that in some places.
And at this point, a lot of Square, Square is less about the hardware they sell you to enable your phone to take payments and more about the actual point of sale integration service that they offer that you pay a subscription for. And so maybe they'll be able to integrate this into that and continue to use that service. But that's very interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. All right, now moving past IFA and staying with Samsung, this is what Caleb was expecting me to talk about. The Galaxy Fold is now available to purchase in South Korea.
Well, is it though? Because there was only like 1,000 of them available, and I'm pretty sure they're all gone now.
Well, technically, you can give Samsung your money for this device.
Okay, that's
if
true.
you are in South Korea. As of September 6th, that when available, there is no date yet for when it's supposed to come to other countries, but they have said in the coming weeks. So anytime, really.
Yep.
I'm sure they're going to be like, okay, let's see just what's going to happen in a place that we can kind of control.
Yeah.
And then we'll make a wider release.
Yep.
Why they didn't send these out to reviewers again, I am not 100% sure on, because it's like that's where it failed the first time. Now you're just going to give it to a customer that's giving you a lot of money for this.
Yep.
So
Seems problematic.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing is that, like, technically they have not delayed the phone. They announced an early September release date, and it is released in early September.
Yep.
But
well,
only in
they
South
have not
Korea.
delayed it again. We'll say that.
Right. And that's kind of the thing. They kind of have delayed it again everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
I get the whole, like, they don't have to say that, though. They can say, no, it released. It was available for purchase in early September in South Korea. We sold 1,000 of them. You
have to come to our headquarters to buy one.
Right. Yeah.
Jeez.
Actually, I don't know if that's the case, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, honestly.
You'd have to come to Samsung and talk to the CEO, and he will hand deliver you a Galaxy Fold that, I don't know.
That might break. And, for what they're charging, though, they probably should be doing that, honestly.
That would make it worth it.
Like, this thing ought to come with a valet that shows up at your door with, like, a tux and white gloves and, like, opens it up and sets it up for you and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But anyways, that's where the Samsung Galaxy Fold is currently sitting in South Korea. Maybe not breaking in somebody's hands. Well, we don't know yet.
We'll find out.
We will. Oh, we will.
It will happen.
Yep.
Yeah. That's all my tech news for this
Awesome.
week.
Well, let's go ahead and let's move on. Dear listener, this is the reminder. We usually have 2 of these a year that it is almost October. And in the Microsoft world for PCs, that is major updates that are coming.
Now, don't be confused by the 50 other updates you've received since last October. This is actually a major update that actually might change something on your computer that's actually worthwhile.
Now, changes, they haven't really put out saying what's coming. They've just giving a lot of insiders different rings, different features, different UI looks, and things like that. So they haven't really said this is what's coming. It is September, and they have till the end of October, I guess, to push this new update that's coming. But I just wanted to inform you to be aware, maybe do some backups if you need to do backups. Whatever you need to do. Just be aware, giving you a little bit of time. Now, we're going to go ahead and slide a little bit more into the gaming side, but we're also going to talk about Xbox Insider start testing October update for the Xbox. So a couple of features that are going to be coming in this update that they have been working on is, number 1, wish list notifications. So notifications will alert users when an item in their wish list has a price discount. Now, this wish list thing is new to Microsoft. Those of you that have been on like Steam or any other platform that have a wish list, this already does this. So, but now Microsoft's getting on that bandwagon saying, oh, hey, you can buy this. It's now discounted.
You know what? It cracks me up that Microsoft is beating the Epic Game Store to the punch on this one, because the Epic Game Store still doesn't have a wish list or like friends or anything like that. So good job, Microsoft. You are not last to the party.
Yay. Next thing, mixer viewing improvements. Microsoft is building a mixer viewing experience right into the Xbox dashboard with a focus on speed and simplicity. This means you will no longer need to navigate to a separate app to view your favorite streams.
Oh.
So basically on the Xbox, you have tabs at the top that you have your home screen, you have the mixer screen, Game Pass screen, and store screen. What I'm looking at, what I've seen is that it's just kind of a default thing that you can't customize. Now, with this, when you're mixer viewing, is you can customize and just have, when you go to that tab, you can see whoever you want to put on, whether you're following them or your favorite streamers, they'll just instantly be there, so you don't have to actually go into the Mixer app.
Nice.
Which also I thought was interesting. I got a monthly, so Microsoft Rewards does a monthly questionnaire, and you can get Microsoft points for it. And the big thing, this question for this month was, would you use Microsoft Reward points to help support streamers on Mixer? And would you like to earn Microsoft points instead of Sparks by viewing streams?
Ah.
I thought that was actually pretty cool. I that came from left field, and I actually gave him quite a bit of feedback on this one. I was like, that would actually be really cool.
Yeah.
Because I use the Microsoft Rewards program. I use it to get my Xbox Live as well as my Game Pass subscriptions, and sometimes they'll also have like deals on actual Xbox or Microsoft credit. So, which Caleb's had that.
Stop using Bing.
Correct.
And I would still be able to get the points I need to get my free subscription to Games Pass.
Bingo. They're trying to get you to use Mixer. You leave Mixer on. So I do that. I leave my Xbox on, and I put it on audio only, and I just leave it on for points. And some games will give you loot just for watching.
Yeah.
And so that's what I do. I'm like, I'm done playing. I'll just leave it on this channel, and out I go. And then I come back, and I get a bunch of Sparks and stuff. And I'm like, that would be a great way to earn Microsoft points.
I would totally just turn it on a browser on my gaming PC and then just walk away from it. Just let it sit there and play. Yes, I hope they do that.
I'm assuming they probably have a limit. Obviously, they'll be like, hey, daily you could have this, but still, that's easy points, easy free money is what I pointed out too. So that wasn't a part of the features, but I just wanted to point that out. So if you are on the Xbox, if you own an Xbox and you are interested in this and want to give feedback on that, on the Microsoft Rewards app on the Xbox, they always have a monthly survey. That's this month. And if you want to get on there and actually get the survey, get the rewards points, and put that in there, you never know. Microsoft's one of the companies that are listening very well to their consumers. So I feel, on certain aspects.
Nice.
This is one of them we're
Right,
listening
yes,
to. So.
some of them.
All right, let's move on. The next feature on the Xbox update coming in October is Recent Players Improvements. The Recent Players experience is now more reliable and allows you to connect with other gamers instantly. You can now more engage with your recent player list to send messages, invite players to a quick party, or add them to your friends list more quickly. So sometimes it is a process, a couple steps to get to that point, and now they're just implementing this quick. So maybe on a one button push or a sidebar, you can be like, add this person. I really like playing Overwatch with them, or they were a good healer. Get them into the party. Cool. All right, next is capture setting improvements. The Allow Game Capture setting now has multiple options, giving you a choice of what types of captures can be taken. You can now select between captures by me, or games, or don't capture. Because some games will automatically take a screenshot for you, kind of a, hey, did you know you can do this? Now you can go view it. Whether it's, so.
Oh, right.
You can tell it not to. You can do certain things. So next is recommend a Game Pass title. So Game Pass users will be able to recommend Game Pass titles to others directly from the Xbox console. So instead of telling someone, I could be like, spend love, download this, and let's play it now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have an Xbox, so would I actually get the notification? That's
Yes.
the question.
Yes, you would.
Oh, where? Just in the app on PC?
You get it on your chat.
Okay.
And as well as it says game update improvements, Microsoft is improving how background game updates work, so you shouldn't see that annoying update required screen as often.
Okay, but is it going to start downloading stuff while I'm playing games in another part of my OS? Because, that's not okay. I'm doing my competitive placement matches for Season 18 of Overwatch the other day, and I'm playing Tank. We're on the second point of Junkertown, and all of a sudden my ping goes from 60 to 600. And I'm just sitting there everything is madness. I can't see where anything is or what anyone is doing. And I'm just on voice chat sorry if it looks like I'm being an idiot for the next the rest of the match. I'm at 600 ping. I have no idea what's going on. And we actually managed to win that match. But it was because a game had started updating in the background in a different app. Obviously, Battle.net is not going to start downloading an update while I'm playing Overwatch. Right. But Steam don't care. GOG might start doing it, and evidently Microsoft does too.
Now remember, Caleb, to answer your question, that I don't know, because I'm talking about Xbox updates on the Xbox console. So that is probably a little more.
In that case, they sure as heck had better not start downloading something like that in the background while you're playing, because they sure as heck know you're playing it because it came from them.
Correct.
So yeah, they better get smart. Come on, be honest though. They're almost certainly going to do the same thing on Windows.
Yeah,
if they're making changes to the background app game update for that, because that's the thing with Windows currently. If you open up the Xbox PC beta app or the Microsoft Store, there's just a list of app updates. It frequently does not actually update games in the background because the downloads are so large. And if they're implementing changes there, they're going to do the same thing over there. And then I'm going to start having the same problem with Windows as I'm having with Steam and as I'm having with GOG and stuff like that. And it's frustrating. So somebody needs to figure this out. Somebody needs to be smart about this. Will Microsoft solve the problem? That would be nice if they would.
That would be nice. Microsoft, if you're listening, please.
Please.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit more about some Game Pass games coming to the console and PC this month.
Oh, I bet I know what one is. I know what one is.
I bet you do.
I know. Is it Gears?
We'll get to that.
Is it Gears?
It is maybe 5 Gears. Anyway. So the first one for the Xbox that's coming to Game Pass on September 5th is Dead Cells. Dead Cells puts you in a control of a failed alchemic. So I apologize, listener. Alchemic. I can't say it. Say it for me, Caleb.
Well, I can't see the word.
Alchemic experiment, trying to figure out what's happening on a sprawling, ever-changing, and seemingly cursed island. The next one is Metal Gear Solid HD Edition 2 and 3. This is coming as well to September 5th. Let's see. It lets you play as a new Fox-found recruit Raiden and infiltrate Big Shell to rescue the U.S. president who's held hostage. And in the next Metal Gear Solid, which is 3, discover the origin of the series starting in 1964 at the height of the Cold War.
And let's just be honest, if you don't understand the Metal Gear Solid timeline at this point, you never will.
You never
and that's
will.
Okay. It's okay. I don't understand it either.
The next one, Creature in the Wall. Arriving on the 6th is Creature in the Wall is a top-down, pinball-inspired hack-and-slash dungeon crawler. The next one is Enter the Gungeon. That's G-U-N, or G-E-O-N. Coming September 12th.
All the guns.
All the guns. Enter the Gungeon is a gunfight dungeon crawler following a band of misfits seeking to shoot, loot, dodge roll, and table flip their way through personal absolution by reaching the legendary Gungeon ultimate treasure, the gun that can kill the past.
And to set some expectations, it's a twin-stick shooter. It kind of sounds like a first-person shooter. It's not. It's a twin-stick shooter. So,
yeah.
Just so you know.
So you know. Good. All right. Now this one is Goner Blueberry Edition. Also arriving on the 12th, Goner is a tough generated 2D platformer with roguelike elements, hidden secrets, multiple endings, and challenging bosses. All right. I'm going to hold off on one of those, maybe those 5 gears, to talk about what's coming to PC.
Hey!
Bad North. This one is your home is under attack, the king is dead, and at the hands of Viking invaders. Hope is a distant glimmer in the fog, fading fast with every passing moment. As you rise to take your father's place as ruler, it will fall to you to stage your defenses. Next one is the Creature in the Well. That one as well is coming to the PC. I talked about that in the previous one. Dead Cells is coming to PC. Enter the Gungeon, as well as that Goner Blueberry Edition, and Shadow Warrior 2. That one's coming to the PC as well. The stunning evolution of flying Wild Hog's offbeat first-person shooter following the further misadventures of former corporate Shogun Lo Wang. Sweet.
Nice.
All right, dear listener, and of course the big one, the big papa, the big Marcus Phoenix, Gears 5 Ultimate Edition. Well, let's talk about this. So, Gears of War 5 is coming next week. I believe the original, but if you have the Ultimate Edition of Game Pass, then you can get the Gears 5 Ultimate Edition, which actually is already been released. So you can have early access to Gears of War.
Yes.
So this is the next installment in the Gears franchise, which follows Kate Diaz, which she breaks away to uncover her connection to the enemy and discovers the true danger to Sarah herself.
Finally going to get an explanation about what the heck was going on in the final cutscene of Gears 4, which I just finished today. And I'm just confused, and I'm like, wait, that was what? A super abrupt ending to that game, man.
We're going to talk some spoilery if you don't know the... up to Gears 4. We're not talking about 5.
We don't actually need to spoil anything. I do just want to say that for those of you that have played Gears 4, like, that was an abrupt ending, and I really hope that Gears 5 is going to answer some of those questions for us, because, like, holy cow. Like, what? What? Okay, anyways.
Correct.
Yeah. I assume Gears 5 is going to answer, like, otherwise it wouldn't be about Kate, you know? Like, that was,
Correct.
It was her, that she was the thing about the ending that I was like, okay, now what just happened here? Like, what am I supposed to read into this? And, you know, so the next game is about her, I assume, because Microsoft and the coalition want to actually tell us what the heck they meant. It must be nice to be able to release a game with a storyline that ends like that abruptly, knowing you're going to get the chance to wrap it up later because you know that the game is going to sell well enough to justify a sequel.
Yep.
It must be nice to be in that position. They knew that Gears 5 was going to happen. It was never a question. When they were making Gears 4, they knew Gears 5 was coming. And so they wrote the story accordingly. So, okay, here it is. Here's Gears 5. We're gonna stream the entire campaign, right, Wes? Huh?
That's right. We're gonna do it.
Co-op. Heck
You know
yeah.
what's really interesting? I was doing some looking at that. So you can now be two. Okay, so I was looking at the campaign, and you can set it up to where there's 3 people on this first act, and on here on the first act. But one of you is, as you know, JD, which is one of the Gears, and then his friend Dell, and then you get to be one of the robots named Dave. So one of you can be a support robot in the game while playing Gears. Now, which also is added to the other modes. So you can actually be one of the robots that follows Marcus Phoenix around named Jack as one of the people or one of the things you play in the Horde mode.
Interesting.
As a support character, as someone that stuns enemies, takes over enemies. It's kind of cool.
Huh,
so
that's neat.
It's going to bring a different dynamic to it. I haven't played it. I've played the Horde mode. I have not played the campaign yet because I'm trying to finish the book that came out between Gears 4 and Gears 5. Because I like the story.
I'm just going to assume that Gears 5 is going to recap that time period at the beginning of the campaign, hopefully.
Yeah, so what's really cool is, dear listener, if you do have Gears 5 and you want to try it out and you're like, okay, I didn't play 4, what's going on? They actually do have the story thus far video. Before you start the campaign, in the extras, it has that. And so if you're wanting to just be like, okay, what's going on? There you go.
Oh, that's good.
Yep, they did that. All right. So speaking of Gears 5, man, you remember when they were talking about a Gears of War movie, Caleb?
No. Were they?
Yes. They've been planning a Gears of War movie since the first Gears of War. Well, they now have casted their Marcus Phoenix.
Okay, hold on. Is it Dwayne Johnson?
You know what? I would say close. Because you are in the right era. It is Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. Oh, he's perfect. Actually, he's perfect.
Wow. It's interesting. What's funny about this is about a year ago, he threw out an interest. He had a tweet out, and he had a Marcus Phoenix do-rag on, and he's like, I think I look good for this role, and just sent it to the coalition. And guess what? As this, Bautista is now coming to Gears 5. They did a big old trailer with him in the Marcus Phoenix armor and the sunglasses, saying, "It's about time." And to promote, obviously, the WWE Clash of Champions, it says on here, while the movie remains in development, the coalition didn't want any more time to go by without giving Bautista a chance to don the armor, which he wore as part of the upcoming WWE Network promotion for Gears 5. According to these who were there, the armor, which was created to match the specific game, fit him perfectly. And if you play Gears of War 5 in these next 2 weeks, you can actually get the Dave Bautista character in the game as Marcus Phoenix.
That's awesome.
It says, let's see, to unlock Bautista, simply play any version of Gears 5, including with your Xbox Game Pass membership, beginning September 15th. The promotion ends on October 28th.
Sweet. Okay.
Yep. It actually looks pretty good. He does a good job.
He is, like I said, Dwayne Johnson, but then I was like, he's obviously buff enough, but he's too tall is maybe the biggest thing, because Marcus is not taller than everybody else. He's just really broad. But big. Dave Bautista he's shorter. He's pretty average. Like, he's like 6'3" or something like that, 6'2". So he's a little bit taller than the average guy, but he's not too tall. And he's just huge and has a neck that is the same width as his head, which is like, that's legitimately the requirement for being Marcus Phoenix, is you have to have a neck that is the same width as your head. And
a jaw chiseled by the gods.
Yes. Yeah. No, I really think, Dave Bautista can totally pull that off.
But you were close, The Rock.
A wrestler. It makes sense.
And also one more little thing I wanted to actually mention on Minecraft. Recently, they released the new DuckTales adventure map. So you can now buy this and download it. You get all the different kinds of DuckTales skin, but they also built all the different adventures that are in the new show. So you can go and actually, yes, the theme song is in there, they say. But
good.
You can go in and you can pick all the different types of skins for your character, whether it's Donald, Launchpad, I mean, all of them on there. But you can also go and solve the mysteries in the ancient areas gathered up by 50 different collectibles like artifacts and valuable items, and put them on display in the McDuck Trophy Room, or spend hours counting your spoils in the money bin as you accumulate wealth throughout the map.
That's cool. What I want, though, is a Treasure of the Lost Lamp edition.
Wouldn't that be awesome? That would be awesome. You never know.
That was awesome.
You never know. But there's all sorts of different worlds, and into this thing is what they had. So I'm a fan of DuckTales, and so, of course, I was going to mention this on there. And that's what I have for all my gaming news. Caleb, do you have any gaming news?
I sure do. I've got a couple of things that I want to talk about. So, listener, so it's September, right? So September through October there's a bunch of games releasing. We've talked about some of them on the Xbox side of things. There's a couple of big games that have launched over the past few weeks that I do want to mention. First, Control. We got to talk about Control. Control is the latest game from the makers of Alan Wake and Quantum Break and Max Payne. And I can't remember the studio name, but those are the games that Remedy. Yes. So that's what Control is. It very similar to those games, definitely has a very different style to it, a different feel, very unique vibe to the whole thing. And from what it looks like, just the dopest combat in games right now. It's available on Xbox, PS4, PC. I think that's it. I don't think you can get it on Switch, but it's out there. It's widely available, and it looks really good. And I haven't bought it, but I mean, I might, just because, it looks so cool.
A lot of people have been talking about how well it looks and what it's done to the technology that's on there. And
Yes.
I bet you playing on PC, you'd see a lot more of that.
Well, not me playing on PC, because I have an RX 470. But if somebody on PC had an RTX 2080 Ti, they would actually be getting the first game that uses every aspect of the ray tracing technology that is currently available. So previous games to this, you had Global Illumination in Metro Exodus, which was the most taxing version, but does not include the specialized shadow stuff that DX whatever, what's it, DXR gives you, and doesn't have the DLSS support that comes from the RTX cores as well. If you played Battleship 5, you got the reflections, but that was it. If you played Shadow of the Tomb Raider, then you got, conveniently, a whole bunch of DLSS support and the shadow support from DXR and stuff like that. But Control is the first game that uses RTX for global illumination, uses it for shadows, uses it for reflections, uses it for everything. So this is the most taxing game for an RTX card that is available. And from what I understand, if you have a 2080 Ti, you can get 60 FPS with all of that turned on at high detail.
Oh, very nice.
If you have anything less than a 2080 Ti, so if you have anything less than a $1,200 graphics card, if you play it at the highest settings with everything turned on, you're going to be getting less than 60 FPS, which is just abysmal for graphics cards that can cost up to $800. Ray tracing just isn't ready. Ooh. I'm sorry, NVIDIA. I'm saying it. That you're just not there. Anyways, Control. It's a really good game from everything that has been set up to this point. I haven't played it myself, but gosh darn it, I might very well, because I keep seeing it everywhere and it looks so good.
That would be cool.
The other game that I have been seeing everywhere, and that doesn't actually look that good to me, but it's intentional, is World of Warcraft Classic. has launched.
Yes, it has.
This game has been so popular from launch that even though Blizzard launched it with the same amount of server bandwidth as was available for the original version of Warcraft, you have like 30 or 40-minute wait times to actually get logged onto the servers because so many people are playing the game. People have basically started implementing like mouse twitch scripts so that they can just stand up and leave the computer, leave it logged in, and their mouse will just, like, every couple of seconds, it'll just move around a little bit so that it stays logged in so that they can, like, use the bathroom or shower or eat without getting logged out and having to wait another 40 minutes to get back into the game afterwards. So massively, massively popular. If you played the original World of Warcraft, there's a good chance, listener, if you're listening to us three guys talk about technology, that you did. It's out there. And definitely, if you loved it and you really want a nostalgia trip, definitely worth taking a look at.
I will say I had no plans on getting this because you have to have a WoW subscription to access these.
Yes.
My brother is like, hey, we're all just going to hop on and play this. If I just buy you 30 days, will you hop on? I'm like, okay, I'll do that. So he did. I hopped in. I have not had that much fun on that game in a long time. Just the nostalgia, like they had everything. Like it's crazy because it's like you hear certain things in your mind, like like certain sounds or certain music things. It just throws you back. And that game, I just remember the first time. So I created a human in there, and you do the beginning lands, and then it has you go past this. The beginning lands and into this area called Elwyn Forest. And I just remember that sound walking in there and then that music playing. And I was just like, how big is this game? Like, oh my gosh, like blew me away. And then that nostalgia hit and we were just having fun. Just, oh my goodness. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time to play much more. Like I may go back, to help with the 30 days, but after that, I'm probably not going to because that's a game compared to the new versions of WoW. The old one is such a grind. Now,
yeah,
I mean, down to the point of you have to go and if you get a new weapon, you have to go and train with that weapon to actually be proficient with it, and that takes a lot of time just to even swing and hit.
Yep.
Stuff like that, fishing, like all that stuff. Just, oh my gosh. So it was, but yes, nostalgia trip. It was great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone can enjoy.
Yep. And, good job, Blizzard. I'm sure that your books are going to look great for the next couple of months on WoW. Man. Like, holy cow, so many people are back in with subscriptions because they just want the nostalgia of that. And honestly, very clever. They did the exact same thing with Diablo 3 a couple of years ago with the anniversary of the first Diablo game. They got me to buy Diablo 3 by doing that anniversary event. So
is that really how you bought Diablo 3?
It was. I heard that they were releasing it, and then a couple of months beforehand, and I was like, well, I guess I better buy Diablo 3. And so I bought Diablo 3 in basically like December, and then the event went live in January, and I hadn't even finished the campaign for the first for Diablo 3
right
before that came out, and I stopped playing that campaign so that I could go grind my way through all of the rewards and stuff you could get from the Diablo 1 event. Anyways, Blizzard's really good at that nostalgia, and they've got so much history available to really hone in on that nostalgia as well. That they do a good job with it. So
yes,
good job, Blizzard. Okay, another game that has launched, and this one is from Platinum Games. They're the makers of the Bayonetta franchise and Nier Automata, which games that are widely renowned for their just absolutely over-the-top, insane combat. And this is actually a game that back at CES, I mentioned this as one of the games that just kind of got blasted past during the Nintendo event as they were just I don't know, my eyeballs were slammed with so many games coming out on the Switch that I was like, I can't keep up with them. But this one stuck with me because it actually looked super cool. Astral Chain has launched on the Switch. So it's a Switch exclusive, just like the Bayonetta franchise is now. I'm glad that Nier Automata is not a Switch exclusive because I still want to play that one. But honestly, Astral Chain looks really cool. So this is the one, I talked about it before, where you play. It's highly acrobatic, heavily combat focused game where you are like psychically chained to a demon who is kind of like under your control. And so you have both of those characters to engage in this insane over the top combat in this game that's very similar to Nier Automata, very similar to Bayonetta. So if you've played any of those games, you kind of already know how awesome the combat is that you're in for here, but the combat itself is quite different. From what I understand, like I said, don't have a Switch, haven't played it, but from what I understand, it's one of those, like, the combat is easy to learn, but very difficult to master, you know, it's very similar to Bayonetta, in fact, where you can get into the game, you can play, it feels really good, you're having a great time, but if you spend a lot of time and you want to get up to the top difficulty levels, you really have to master the nuances of this combat system. It feels good right out the gate, but you can also dump a lot of time into it to get really good. So Astral Chain is getting a really positive reception from everybody that has played it. And a lot of people that are big fans of Platinum Games are saying this might actually be the best Platinum Games game out there. So if you like Platinum games and you have a Switch, then definitely take a look at Astral Chain. And if you've never played a Platinum Games game, but you have played a Devil May Cry game, very similar feel. The combat is insane, and that's what the game is focused around.
That's awesome.
So there you go, Astral Chain. And that means that we have now officially talked about games that have come out on the PC and the PS4 and the Switch, in addition to Xbox. So I'm feeling pretty good about the range of our coverage this week.
I'm surprised you didn't announce the...
Which means that I am not going to feel bad about talking about Overwatch right now. This is what you were about to reference, wasn't it?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and this is even Nintendo. Huh? Yep. All right. Overwatch is coming to the Switch. Officially announced at Nintendo Direct a couple days, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that. It was widely rumored that it was going to be coming due to a press release that had kind of been leaked early. But it was confirmed on Friday, I want to say. So yeah, that would have been yesterday. No, maybe it was Wednesday. Dang it, I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It's Wednesday or Friday, whatever. They've confirmed Overwatch. It's coming to the Switch. It's launching on November 15th. So you got a little while, and is available for pre-order now. Now, the interesting thing about this, and listener, I want to direct this specifically to you. If you have a Switch and you have not played Overwatch and you're at all interested in it, pre-order it. The game is amazing. I can just straight up say that it's amazing. It's going to be integrating the motion controls for the Joy-Cons into the game in some way. It's not super clear exactly how that's going to work, but you know, that's there. It will be different than the console and PC versions of the game subtly, just because of the motion controls. But It's, other than that, it is the same game that I have been playing and loving since 2016. It's a great game. It's amazing, fantastic. You'll love it. You're not going to regret pre-ordering it. And if you pre-order, you can be one of the only people on Earth to have the Noir Widow skin. That Noir Widowmaker skin was only available to people who pre-ordered the game on console and PC. And is now going to be available to people who pre-order the game on the Switch. And from my humble perspective, it is the best Widowmaker skin in the game.
Agreed.
Like, everybody else will probably tell you that it's either the one where she's wearing a swimsuit or one of the ones where she's basically half clothed or something like that, because I don't know, they don't have a sense of decency or imagination or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the issue is there, but the Noir Widowmaker skin is fantastic. Kerrigan, okay, her Kerrigan skin is a close second, but Noir Widowmaker, definitely worth pre-ordering the game just for that.
Ditto.
So there you go. That's all of my gaming news.
Awesome. All right. You know what, Caleb? I believe we have one more thing from Landon in gaming news.
What?
Speaking of calling all platforms,
Hey!
I've got some mobile gaming news.
Oh, I think someone just won that one.
Yeah.
Whoa. Let's hear it.
So, Mario Kart Tour has been announced that it is coming on September 25th, and pre-registration is now available. So if you are on iOS or Android, you can go to your respective app store and pre-register for the game if you want to be notified for when it is available to download. I have done so.
So have I.
And I am impatiently waiting for this game to come out. Because I thoroughly enjoyed the open beta when it was available. And I am very much so looking forward to September 25th when it is officially released. And if you pre-register, it has happened in the past that it actually comes out a day or two before the date that they say.
Yeah.
So if you are even thinking about maybe downloading it, you may as well just pre-register. It costs nothing to do that. You just go in there, you click pre-register, and you're good to go. So I would say do that.
Then when it comes out, you'll just wake up that morning and it'll be on your phone.
Yes.
Huh? It's kind of fun to actually have that happen. Like wake up and be like, oh, this game I was looking forward is now on my phone. Hey.
And there goes your day.
And there,
Yeah.
it's going to be awesome.
Worth it.
Worth it. Yes. Yes. Awesome. See, we have our mobile gaming guy, right?
Yes. We got mobile, we got Switch, we got PS4, we got PC, and a bunch of Xbox. Okay, we're still maybe a little unbalanced, but
We're getting there.
We got everything. Okay, and our PS4 game is a game that's also available on Xbox and PC. Okay, progress. I'm gonna call it progress.
Yeah.
Hey, there was even a mention of Windows Phone in this episode.
It was of what another app doesn't come to Windows Phone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Those things are still going.
Strangely enough.
Yeah.
Oh, somehow.
Oh, well. Well, I believe that's everything.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, dear listener, thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions or concerns, you can get a hold of us at callingallplatforms.com. Or if you want to see some pretty cool hardware videos or fails on games that Caleb and I stream,
Hey, now.
recaps. Dude.
It was just the one Forza video. Come on. Like,
dude, it was so awesome.
it was,
I need to get you the Lego thing, and I think you would just love it.
I didn't win a single race.
It was pretty fun. He's like, I think I'm going backwards.
There were
You
a
need to
couple of
watch some of
times I
those. They're pretty
probably
funny.
was.
Or I'll be sitting there like, here, follow me to this destination. And all of a sudden, he takes a hill and just gets launched up. And in my screen, you see him just take out trees. Just
Yeah. And then land on my roof. It was great.
It was awesome. Anyway, thank you for listening and have a good week.
Bye-bye.
See ya.